Watch the entire video, my lovely viewers, to get the whole thing. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into it.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Hi lovely viewers, it's me again, your one and only Mutati Mpundu. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time on my channel, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting the subscribe button down below. Turn the bell icon to join the notification squad. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this video in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you lovely viewers.
Good day and welcome to today, 4th of July. It's a very big day here in the United States. I was privileged to be part of an early morning parade, where you see a parade and people pledge allegiance to the flag. I wish we could have something like that invokes national patriotism, love for your country, love for your flag, and above all, interests that are beyond personal, nepotistic, tribal, or regional interest, and where you just hold the flag of the United States and pledge allegiance to it. I was fascinated to watch that, and so you all stand, put your hand on the heart, after the national anthem, and then you say, "I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all." I thought that, it just makes you love Zambia all over again and recognize the wrong things we are doing. I've rushed back here to see if we can do this broadcast, and you'll be able to participate on the number listed there. The broadcast has been, I thought I could miss it because it's a holiday here in the United States, and it's a whole day of activities related to 4th July. So, but there have been development in South Africa. The Zambian government has filed a motion. This motion is demanding that the family of the late President Edgar Lungu, should surrender the body to the to the Republic of Zambia. They claim that President Lungu is entitled to a state funeral. They claim that under the former President's Benefits Act of 1993, as amended in 1998, that the former president was president of the Republic of Zambia, and the government has an obligation to accord him the state funeral as a tradition and culture for former presidents, and they are demanding that with or without the consent of the family, they need to get the body. And they want the court to order, that that the family and the South African government surrenders the body to the government of President Hakainde Hichilema, so that they can then bury President Edgar Lungu in Lusaka and accord him those state wishes. This is the freshest action, the motion that has been amended, and it was filed today. There's a new inclusion, the inclusion of suing the South African government through its Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, demanding that the body be sent to Zambia. The Minister of International Relations and Cooperation has become the 9th respondent in this case. So the family of the late Edgar Lungu will then file their motion in opposition by 3rd August, and then the court will rule by 18th. So remember, the young man Cornelius Mwetu, who's chief government spokesperson, went on international media claiming that they have written to the family and they were demanding, that they were requesting for negotiation on the repatriation of the body of the remains of the president. He went on ENCA and he went on SABC, and they issued that public statement. It was all a lie. It was all a lie as seen by this action that has been done by the Attorney General, suing the South African government, including the South African government to the legal suit, demanding, with or without consent of the family, that the body must be repatriated to Zambia. On Tuesday, I think 1st of July, there was an incident at the hospital where 3 men turned up, introduced themselves and medical doctors from the Zambian government, and that they wanted to have sight of the body of the late president. They were accompanied by some figure the hospital authority couldn't pick. They said it looked like either he's a chief or he's a traditional authority or he's a herbalist. I don't know what he was wearing, what he was carrying, maybe a hat or a nkonto or whatever it is that he was carrying. He looked like either he was a chief or he was a herbalist or he was a traditional healer or he's we don't know, but there was a 4th person that accompanied these doctors who demanded to see the remains of the late president at the hospital. Now, remember the Gauteng court, the Pretoria division, had ruled very clearly that no one should have access to this body except for the family members and the family spokesperson, and that if anyone wanted to have access to the remains of the late president, they should seek authority of the 7 who were cited. The Attorney General, has filed this motion, which I will explain just shortly. Let me show it to show you who they have sued. I hope I uploaded a copy of this. Okay, so the government of the Republic of Zambia has sued Mama Esther Lungu as the first defendant, Betha Lungu as the second defendant, Tasila Lungu, third defendant, Daliso Lungu, fourth defendant, Chieso Lungu, fifth defendant, Charles Piri, sixth defendant, Makebi Zulu, seventh as spokesperson, seventh defendant, 2 mountains who are the undertaker, the morgue where the late president, they are handling the body of the remains of the late president. And now, as you can see, that other addition, the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, they have sued the government of South Africa. Now, the law in South Africa is very clear. It favors the next of kin. So in this case, the court is likely going to rely on the wishes of the family. Government is claiming that there was no will and therefore there were no stated wishes by the late president. Well, the courts previously in South Africa has sided with the next of kin. What is the next of kin saying? And remember, then we have the unique case of President Edgar Lungu. On 28th October 2023, when he announced, a few days after the takeover of the Patriotic Front, he announced that he was returning to politics to, number one, reclaim the PF, 2, restore democracy, because President Hakainde Hichilema was engaged in destroying the opposition. What did government do after this? Government wrote a very stinging letter. I've published it on my page before, but I might be forced to read it again. Let me look for that letter. It was signed by Oliver Kalabo, Deputy Secretary to Cabinet, who stated that because of that announcement, they were going to withdraw all the benefits that President Lungu was entitled to. They were going to withdraw the police, which he was entitled to, state security. They told Public Service Management Division, because the former president is entitled to a salary of 80% of the incumbent. They told PSMD to immediately withdraw the pensions and benefits. They also informed Cabinet Office. Cabinet Office under administration is the one that looks after former presidents, state functions, and also the office of the vice president. They instructed to stop, because there are some benefits that come through that office, fuel, and certain subventions like a vehicle and other things. They told them to withdraw those benefits immediately. Then Oliver Kalabo then stated that because of all this, the office of the sixth president was now closed. No benefits, no anything, and the office of the sixth president no longer existed. There is the letter that was written by Oliver Kalabo, Deputy Secretary to Cabinet. So here is a man you stripped of all his benefits, and you said he's no longer entitled to anything. All of a sudden today you are saying it's state property. You said you had closed his office. Now all of a sudden you are saying no, we know he's state president. Yeah. There was also a letter that was written to all missions, abroad, that the former president should not be received or be given courtesies. When we published that letter, the state was so embarrassed that it proceeded to deny the letter, that the letter was not authentic. But we know it was authentic because it was given by very, very, very senior people in government. I'm trying to look for Oliver Kalabo's letter, where he disowned the president and closed the office of the sixth president. Today, they are saying he is state president. I mean, he's an asset of the state. Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking for the letter. I will find it. That is a development regarding the former president. Very sad development. The state is moving in. They are saying President Edgar Lungu is a state property, and they want the remains of the late president, with or without the consent of the family. They want the court to order that the family and the South African government surrenders the body of the late president to Zambia. And I've just told you that on 1st July, there was an incident at the hospital where these men turned up, 3 of them, and with an uncharacteristic figure who the hospital described that he looked like a traditional healer, or he was a chief, or he probably was in traditional garb. I don't know how they described him, but he looked traditional. So the 3 medical doctors, 1 pathologist, 2 medical doctors, turned up at the hospital, and they wanted to have, they said, sight of the body. They didn't say they wanted to take it, no. They said they wanted to have sight of the body. And the hospital authority said, look, we've been alerted, we can't give you the body, we can't give you access to the body, unless, as the orders of the court states, one of the family members is available. So you go and pick one of the family members and pick them. Then we'll give you access to the body of the late president. They never came back, but we have record of that event. We want to Wakwalesa, if you're Twikele, we know it's very expensive to get a lawyer in South Africa. In South Africa, I was privileged to have been ambassador there for 4 years. If you are in Santon, they say it's the most expensive area in Africa. Most expensive 1 acre, one hectare of land. In the beautiful buildings you find there will usually be owned by banks, insurance, pension funds, and lawyers. It's very expensive to get a lawyer in South Africa. In South Africa, law practice is a big business. So investors come together and put up this business. Then they employ lawyers. Tachaba fidia chaba kumwesu, where kwewa fati basangwa please na papa tamwise kukoti ngashamone kendala muke sans makebi isa kukoti tukesa mwana Fidoko Tulea, Jonas, please come to court. No, I'm appearing in court on, please come and help me. Ngashamone kendalama, I will give you. South Africa is not like that. So you can imagine the amount of stress that they've put the family through. The government, because Murilo Kabesha is using your money as taxpayers, he can get any deposit and pay a lawyer. It's not the same for the family. So besides suing the family, there is big distress that has been put on the family to look for a lawyer, look for money, look for a lawyer, and ensure that the lawyer represents them. Someone was saying, but why doesn't Makebi represent the family? You cannot practice as a Zambian lawyer in South Africa. And South Africa has a unique law. Danish is a Danish/English common law. It's a hybrid, what they call a hybrid. And similarly, South African lawyers can't practice in Zambia. even UK lawyers, if you remember, Amsterdam was a lawyer for Rupiah Banda. When he turned up and wanted to defend Rupiah Banda, they told him, first of all, you cannot practice in Zambia because you're an American and you don't have a law practice from Ziale. So our lawyers cannot represent the family of President Lungu in the South African court. They have to get a South African lawyer who then can stand for them. And that process, like I just stated, is an extremely expensive process.
This is DJ Mutati exclusive.
Alright, that's all for you today, lovely viewers. If you did enjoy the video, please don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below. Tell me what you think about the video you just watched in the comment section below. I'll be super glad to hear from you, lovely viewers. Once again, I go by the name of Mutati Mpundu. I love you, peace, I gotta go.